Hi everyone. This is just gonna be a short. This is gonna be a quick intro of my new podcast in this channel. I'll keep it on YouTube, and basic. This is the first episode of the But Why Though podcast, a specific podcast where me and my friends just talk about gaming in general, and it's just gonna stay within gaming. And for the first episode of the day, I guess we'll just talk about Genshin and how it is. So just a quick backstory for those who never watched me play or we don't know our background. Just rough idea is that I'm someone who's played for like since day 3 and I'm still playing to this day. And for you, how long have you been playing again? Is it like after during when the Venti ban was ending, right?
Long enough that I wanna fucking quit.
Copium. Yep. This is
But
the
I
right direction.
can't. I can't.
Hell yeah. That's a sound of pain when you get trap yourself in gacha hell. Uh, I guess I'll just start by directing a few topics. I think my plan is we just talk about like the current, the latest stuff, and then I guess we can go backwards to more deeper roots. I guess
Yes.
I guess we'll start off with Kokomi. Yes, we're at the Kokomi banner. It's been almost a week. Just genuinely honest, aside from us memeing about it, and aside, I think a lot of community already knows how she is, but like, just what are your general opinion? What do you think of Kokomi? Let's just start off from there. Let's just start off from there. Just talk about.
So Keikomi is that purple Raiden character, right? The one that's like a big controversy that doesn't work with Beidou, right?
You're almost there, but you're not. Yes. Yeah. Kokomi can't work with Raiden. Wait. Oh, Ada. I already screwed. Screw it is going in the
Okay.
video. No, but for real though.
Yeah. Fucking Keikomi. To be fucking honest, I have no idea what the hell to think about it. Cause
I mean,
my fucking impressions of this shitty ass video game is how do I say this? Why is Keiko Me like relevant? Why the fuck would you even want her? Because
that's
of the shitty abyss. They're
yeah.
creating a problem and they're selling the solution for you. I think we talked about this
Yeah, we've
before,
talked
like, you
about this
know.
on stream, but now this is gonna be on recorded,
Yeah.
so yeah. It's similar to like what code says it, like if there's no market, yeah, basically if there's no market for it, you create a problem and sell a solution. If there is no market for it, you artificially create a market so that people will buy the freaking product. Which is
Yeah.
like,
So currently, I saw your Ganyu gameplay on your freaking Abyss attempt,
oh, you did, right?
and yeah, and you can't do really well because Cryosys Mage and the fucking Perpega Spinny Cube shit is just so fucking bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not enough damage to
Mm-hmm.
like pass the goddamn fucking time checks. So yeah, Keiko Me I think is just gonna help up in floor 11. I'm not too sure how well she's gonna contribute to floor 12, I'm gonna guess
Probably
like in terms of
non-existent.
DPS, probably. Because Hydro application and
Yeah.
yeah, Hydro application plus Pyro equals to free damage. She's just gonna be like a Xingqiu with Q, except it's E, and I don't know how long her E lasts and whether it's as good as Xingqiu or not. Probably not.
No,
But
her E is actually, I would say I would say better than Xingqiu's burst because I believe it lasts for like 12 to like 15 seconds and it's a huge AoE, I think.
yeah,
So
like okay, let's say I get Keikomi right now. What's her role gonna be for me? Healer and Hydro application. So healer, very very nice. I gotta ask because I know next to fucking nothing about Keikopium. Can you tell me whether the burst, wait, not burst, the E does it heal party wide?
that one I'm not too sure. I believe it's an on field only. The party wide is similar to like Barbara, I
Barbara.
think. But
Yeah, because
except you have
currently
to stay on.
she's commonly compared to Barbara, right?
Yeah?
Same role, right?
Yeah,
Same thing.
basically.
Yeah, Barbara is also healer hydro application. So personally, how is she useful to me? Um, I run Barbara with Ayaka
Mm-hmm.
for perma freeze. That's useful because Ayaka is a melee, and well, as long as my Ayaka is like shoulder to shoulder and with an enemy, they're just gonna get wet like her and fucking freeze. So Keiko Me will probably be similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So except they both do the same shit on the more I think about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Aside from
Because you're not gonna use her to fucking do damage now, are you?
no, her
Let's
damage
be
is
realistic.
she's not marketed. She's not marketed as a support, and she's not really like what's the word for it? And the bird's gone. Oh well. She's not.
Got it.
Oh, you did. Oh damn. But yeah, she's not really marketed as a DPS, even though her kit is confusingly trying to weirdly has this mechanic where she gains extra damage. So like, I don't know.
Gains extra damage based on what?
I believe her abilities scales of attack, but her healing and her extra damage scales of HP.
Okay, so you should build HP then.
Yeah. As a healer, yeah. As a DPS, I have no idea.
It's so fucking easy. Like just listening to this, it's so fucking easy. Like I feel my blood pressure like building up. Like the moment we have this fucking discussion. Like can she HP or attack or can she do damage? And like yeah, maybe, but both. Like I can feel the blood pressure building up because it's just, you want your character to do. Like oh my fucking god. So she's supposed to be healer, right? You're not gonna do damage with her. Then that
Mm-hmm.
means t- I don't know, man. At this point, I think it's easier to weight her on this scale which Princess Connect, which I have to make this decision right now
Mm-hmm.
because currently Princess Connect new banner come out. It's Halloween Shinobu.
Mm-hmm.
Should I roll for her or should I not?
Oh,
Because people are
um,
saying people use the scale to decide whether to roll for Halloween Shinobu or not. Waifu or meta?
yes, that argument.
Yeah. So Keiko Mi, how is she as a meta character? Is what we're trying to address. Well, I was trying to address. That's why I keep asking you about like, okay, what is she? Healer. Okay, healer. Who the hell else can do what she does?
Barbara,
Barbara.
a 4-star character.
Yeah.
That's free.
And it's free, and it's super easy to get. Like I don't know, like how many constellation do I have with Barbara? Let me see, because I can only speak for myself here. Yeah, I have C4 fucking Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, no need for like another fucking Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's just far better than Barbara. Fuck if I know. But as
Mm.
far as I can tell, they both fulfill the same role.
From what I see and from what I've been watching a lot of content creators doing guides, especially Mr. Slice, he does some really top-notch guides. Even after trying all different builds, he in honest opinion, as says that Kokomi is great aesthetically, but for functionality, he just can't convince. He's saying basically like tweeted out saying like he can't for good, like he can't honestly just recommend anyone to pull for Kokomi because she doesn't add anything new to what we already have. She's not unique or anything. She's just yeah. It's just a weird 5-star Barbara at the end of the day. So
It's not Barbara. Wow.
it really is just
But
5-star Barbara.
But you see, the problem with Keikomi is that Papa can crit. I can fucking.
This meme will never end. R/Kokomi mains are molding, although I don't think they're molding. Last I
Oh,
checked.
by the way, when you apply hydro, well, like vaporize. Can
Mhm.
vaporize crit?
No, no, no. The element, no, Vaporize is, it just takes. I mean, I guess technically, yes. It depends on what you're trying to say. Because Vaporize is more of like a damage amp, you know? Vaporize and Melt is more of a damage amp. It just takes like
Okay.
whatever,
Let
like.
me just give you a use case here so it's easier to answer.
Uh-huh.
I got a Xingqiu and I got a Klee. My Klee lobs a bomb at a poor native, and now the native is on fire and applied with pyro.
Hmm?
Now I switch to my Xingqiu and I press E.
Mm-hmm.
That E is gonna do a fuck ton of damage,
Yeah,
right? Because of vaporize.
yeah.
Can it crit?
I think you're getting the concept wrong because what I'm trying to say is that Melt Vaporize are not, it just amplifies the damage that has already been done. So if the damage that you do to proc Vaporize crits, it just
So
amplifies that
yeah,
damage.
yeah.
Vaporize
So I
itself
do
doesn't crit.
5,000 damage,
Uh-huh.
and basically because of vaporize, that 5,000 damage, which is from a crit, is just gonna get amplified by
Yeah.
1.5. Is
They
it?
amplify they amplify the hit that crits, that already crit. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
so basically, like, let's say like a Hydro, let's say someone's affected by Pyro. You're using Xingqiu for this case, right? And
Yeah.
then you press E. Let's say it's two slashes, right? So if
Yeah. Yeah.
if if those two slashes crit, what the game does is it takes that crit damage, that crit
Multiply it with
Hydro, and
1.5.
yeah,
Right?
and straight up multiply with 1.5 and turn that and call that Vaporize.
Oh, I'm sorry. Vaporize with hydro application is 2.5, because you're proccing it with hydro, right?
No, 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 it is 1.5. It's actually weaker. Melt is 200%, I think. 150 for if Hydro procs Vaporize. Actually, no,
Oh,
Vaporize
look
is
at
not, my bad. Vaporize is, no, Vaporize is 200%. Am I? Wait. Yeah, it is correct.
vaporize.
Yeah, Vaporize is
Okay,
200%.
yeah,
Never
because
mind.
there's two ways, ma. Okay, let's just use pyro first. Pyro first and then hydro. That means
That's 150. Yeah, if Pyro
I
applies
want
it,
one
it's
fifty.
150. If Hydro applies it, it's straight up 200. Oh, he did. Yeah, but that's, yeah. You're right. You're right. If a Hydro elemental damage procs Vaporize, it'll be 200% more damage. Yeah.
Fucking confusing, Aoi. Okay. Let's set that aside from now.
Yeah. Are we
Okay,
going
so
back?
basically, vaporize and melt is the damage meta currently.
Yeah. And
So
obviously,
Keikomi is hydro application. I'm still on a topic of uh Keikomi as meta.
mm-hmm.
So meta, cool. Hydro application. Hydro application is pretty meta. I mean,
Well,
Xingqiu
it's.
fulfills the same role,
Mm-hmm.
except Xingqiu is just gonna do straight up a metric fuck ton more damage.
Yeah. Go on.
Because Xingqiu can crit, and Xingqiu can do a lot more damage because you can just build crit with attack,
Mm-hmm.
and like slap on a good weapon on him with ER, and he's gonna be very, very solid.
Yeah.
So can Keikomi match that? Probably not, right?
Okay, I'll just say this straight up. I think for Hydro application, Kokomi is better because it's, you don't have to, yeah, because it's like not single target and move like AoE, and you can kind of refresh the jellyfish duration by using your burst. But for damage, obviously Xingqiu will be better, and for Hydro battery, Xingqiu is infinitely better.
Alright, because Keikomi can't fucking battery anyone, huh?
Yeah. In case you didn't know, her jellyfish energy generation is one particle, but it's similar to Zhongli's pillar. It's like RNG
Yes.
generation,
It's gonna
RNG generation.
I'm just gonna call it the blue zombie pillar from now on.
It's the
That
blue
that
zombie
yeah.
pillar.
Then instead of doing geo damage, it's just gonna do AOE. Well, The pillar also does AoE geo damage, so it's basically just a hydro pillar.
It's just a
It follows
hydro
you
pillar.
around.
Yeah, basically. You're accurate on that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Okay, so she can't she can't benefit you in terms of battering your units like Raiden.
Mm-hmm.
Her hydro application is better, but I still highly doubt it's as good as Xingqiu.
Mm,
Because I can tell you right now, Xingqiu Q and just Klee M1 is like a retarded amount of damage.
yeah.
Because it's constantly vaporize. Because Klee's attack timing is slow enough that every time she lobs a bomb, that sword will fire.
Mm-hmm.
So with each bomb being thrown, it's like 6K at worst case, 8K around pyro damage, and then just Xingqiu's sword like doing 3, 4, 5K per sword,
Mm-hmm.
and that number just keep growing because I have C6 Xingqiu. It'd be like 3 sword this time, 4 sword next time, 5 sword next time,
Yeah.
and then you just keep looping, and it's a magic fuck ton of damage basically, and the constant vaporize is just gonna like make it even more absurd.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So yeah, Keikomi, um, the damage is gonna be on Klee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, because currently my Klee Xingqiu combo, their damage is I'm gonna take a wild guess and just say my Xingqiu is probably doing a little bit more damage than my Klee, but it might be equal because Klee has her Q. But I'm not gonna touch on the Q lah. Right now, I'm just gonna say Xingqiu is the one that does more damage because
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna use M1 as an example. So M1 Xingqiu, M1 Klee with Xingqiu.
Yeah.
Xingqiu does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Keiko Me with Klee. Um, Klee has to do Vaporize.
Yeah.
And since Pyro is the one applying Vaporize, Pyro is the one to pop Vaporize, does does my Klee do double damage?
Hmm? No. Pyro. If Pyro procs Vaporize, you only do 150.
1 point, yeah,
Yeah. 1.5.
150, right?
Yeah. 150.
So that means I don't know, man. The more I look at this, the more I can just
I mean,
say for sure
from what
that
I can hear, you're basically trying to say that Xingqiu Klee is just an off-brain combo that just does a shit ton of damage. And
yeah,
Kokomi
and
Klee,
I'm asking if Keikomi Klee can like match that. And because I'm looking meta here, I'm
uh-huh.
I'm I'm trying to weigh like if I were to like spend if I had to take out my credit card and start rolling for Keikomi,
Mm-hmm.
would she would she replace any of my current units?
I can say with full confidence, no.
That's the problem. So that means meta wise,
She doesn't
she
offer
already
anything.
she already get a failing grade.
I mean, that's if we look at meta wise, right? Like, if
Yeah.
I were to say it from like, in terms of what does she add to the game, the answer is nothing. It's just if you take Barbara and you take a Barbara, make her 5-star, put some really nice aesthetics to it, and then you take Zhongli's pillar and turn it into Hydro. That's really all there is to that. Like, cause
Okay. We'll get back to this fucking business practice later. Now that we're done comparing her on a meta scale, will you roll for her on a waifu scale?
oh yeah,
Now this is another fucking fundamental problem in Genshin. Is um
go on.
I don't know about you, but Genshin doesn't have good waifu materials. Well,
Uh, you're not wrong.
okay, maybe I'm spoiled by pre-connect because each and every single pre-connect character gets their own little story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pre-connect is like a horror anime, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just fucking right up my valley. All right, I like that shit. It's really really fun.
Uh-huh.
So Genshin. Komi as waifu material. To look at that, you look at her design. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
good, because like every fucking character in this game, they're all well designed.
Yeah, we can agree on
Voice
that.
acting, okay, pretty good as well because it's Genshin. Every single Genshin character has great design, and you can literally sell the character just based off design alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in terms of design, that's great. Just like Raiden Shogun, just like Noel, just like
Mm-hmm.
Xiangling, I guess.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, man. Yeah, Xiangling's design is pretty good, but
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
mm,
Well, I
yeah,
think
it's good lah. It's good lah. Maybe it's not as good as Keikomi or Raiden Shogun, but it's still pretty good. Like maybe A rank instead of S, you
yeah.
know. So
I think
yeah,
I think I
yeah,
I think I get what
mm,
you're trying to go for.
yeah,
Here's what I think you're trying to say. You're trying to say yes, design-wise, they're aesthetically pleasing. There was some of the best voice acting, some of the best design, but in terms of like character development, it's kind of next to none, right? It doesn't convince you enough that they're all waifu material. Is that what
yeah,
you're trying to say? Because I feel the same. I honestly just
yeah.
feel the same.
Because what can you base this on? You can base this on her, like what are you seeing so far of her lot in the Raiden Shogun storyline, like the main fucking arc and quest.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Oh fuck. The more I bring up this topic, the more there is to say like about
That
about 'cause-
I think this just ends up leading up to like the whole point about story quests, but I guess we can just leave that up to another time. But
yeah,
so
because right now we want to talk about Keikomi.
yeah.
I want to divert to like, why is the story quest so rushed? Why is Keikomi like hyped up to be this like, ultra super smart tactician, but the only thing she contribute is just yes, food to the front line.
Uh-huh.
Like okay, that's already like story quest criticism. We're gonna steer clear of that because I'm just trying to answer your question about whether Keikomi will make a good waifu or not. Should I roll for her for waifu? Waifu over meta, waifu over meta reasons. No, so she doesn't contribute to meta. She doesn't contribute to waifu. I don't know, man. You lost me already.
Shit, bro.
What
I,
else is there to say?
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
nothing we can really say about that. Can't even say anything to convince you on that
Yeah,
case.
yeah, and I even posted like the sales chart for Keikomi is like just going down. And I think it's just Mihoyo's business strategy, honestly, because Keikomi is one of those like filler 5 stars
Mm-hmm.
to put there because you got a big 5 star banner and people need to financially recover before they can whale some more. So
True.
she's just like that kind of like filler banner, if you know what I'm talking about. Kind of like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the albedo after Ganyu. Or maybe not. Albedo is not after Ganyu. Xiao is, but yeah. How is Xiao in terms of the
Wait,
profit margin?
hold on. I think I don't know if my fucking
Yeah,
Streamlabs is
because
still recording. We are facing some technical difficulties. Oh god, I don't want to have to edit this, don't I? Oh no.
what do you mean
Streamlabs, are
stop
you back?
recording?
Okay, it's okay. Never mind. My Streamlabs is back. Never mind. Did it freeze again? Okay, it's fine. Oh, we're talking about Xiao, right?
Yeah. So now we're on a topic of the cake opium banner
Uh huh.
in terms of like a business strategy, because she's supposed to be a filler banner that is supposed to let people financially recover first before they put another big banner for people to make like big spends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my theory on what kind of banner, well, what kind of purpose banner fulfills. So um they can do this. They're probably gonna do this because of The only example I can think of is Ganyu and Xiao. Like, if you were to put two very, very desirable characters right next to each other, I don't think your earnings would be like that much because people already wailed for Ganyu.
Ah, yeah.
They won't have as much money for Xiao.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's just how it is. Which is why
yeah.
I say that. Oh, this is not my theory. Like this, is how I think they decided to conduct their banner. The whole banner thing is that they're basically gonna do this whole thing where the first banner of every update is always gonna be like a really good banner, and then the second banner is probably gonna be some sort of like fill-in rerun. But because they still want to squeeze out money from the second banner, they'll always put a really, really, really good 4 stars so that people will not pull for the 5 star but pull for the 4 star just for consolations and stuff.
All I can say is if you want to come back to Genshin because of Kokomi banner, just fucking don't.
Don't. Yeah, just don't. If you come back
Yeah.
for Raiden, yes, I can understand. If you come back for
No, 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 no,
Kokomi,
no,
no.
no, no, no.
But
Actually, the moment the sentence reads, come back to Genshin, the answer is already an automatic no. Just fuck off. This game should not be played. I still curse this motherfucker that's talking right now to this day. I still curse peer pressure.
yes, my favorite.
Yes, I did nothing wrong. The reason why, like, the reason why, like, I spent money on this game, and I'm not gonna blame myself. I did nothing wrong. It's your fucking fault for introducing me to this game. If you didn't introduce me to this game, if I get peer pressured into this, I wouldn't have done any of this stuff. It's not about my discipline. It's about you. Fuck you.
I don't
Okay, but
know.
enough about that rant.
Well, but I
Well,
guess
we can't change what's already here.
yeah, but
So since I'm already stuck in this gacha hell, I might as well make the most out of it and start fucking ranting about how shit this game is, right?
hell
Give
yes,
myself
content.
find myself like 1,000 fucking reasons to fucking quit this shitty gacha hell. But we all know, no matter how much I complain, there's no escape.
Smosh, Gacha hell. How do we go from Kokomi to talking about Gacha? Okay, you know what? Aside from memeing and going off topic, I guess we could just close on the Kokomi topic and move on to another one. So
Okay,
basically,
so she doesn't fit meta, she doesn't fit waifu. No reason to roll for her. So literally the amount of fucks I can give about Kokomi is extremely little.
yes, yep, that you heard it there, folks. That's how Kokomi is. She's just
Yeah.
she adds nothing new to the meta. She's aesthetically pleasing, but as a story, building a story for waifu material in Genshin is that kind of doesn't exist. I think we can agree on that. Especially if we keep
y-
comparing to pre-Kone, like every other time, it's just like trying to compare two
Yeah.
different things.
Because I can only say this from my own perspective, right? And Precone is my perspective because I play Precone.
I used to, but
And
yeah.
yeah, and Precone waifu over meta is a very real thing. Because I won't mind rolling for waifu and Precone because they're just that well done.
Yeah, I can't disagree on that. It's just this the way they develop the story for each character, even though there's like so many like characters over there, it's just so well done. Of course,
Yeah.
it definitely like when you compare Genshin to that, it really really pales in comparison. I can just straight up say, as someone who's played this game from a long time, I don't care about story. If it's not the Archon quest, anything else just gets brushed aside.
What? So you're saying you don't care about the friendship 10 wall of text that you can unlock, whether the Raiden Shogun thinks about cooking or not? Are you saying that you don't care? What?
Re.
How could you, man? The writers spent a lot of time writing about that story, that wall of text.
Anyways, well, that's just how we go. We're just gonna close the freaking curtains on the whole Kokomi thing. We can talk about story quests another day. So I guess the next topic I would want to say is the this is very we had heated debates on this. The combat system, elements, etc. Well, where do we even start off with that? Because I have no I know you have a lot of complaints, which I obviously completely agree with. But where do we even start off about this combat system of this game?
Where do we even start with the combat system of the game? Uh, uh, uh. You want a short answer? Just for this build. Fuck you, Venti. What the fuck are you dying? Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, what happened to Venti just now? Just gave me like a fucking shit ton of fucking topic I want to talk about. Jesus Christ, Venti. Okay,
Hey.
what you saw Venti did just now is a little something called Stunlock.
Okay, let me reduce the volume. Okay, go on, go on. Yes, unlock in this
Fucking,
game.
fucking this game, man. Oh my god. Right. I want. You get all that? Okay. Um. Okay. I'll let you decide what you want to talk about first because there's so much to say. You want to talk about elemental reaction first, or you want to talk about the criticisms first, like
Let's
more
talk
fundamental stuff.
let's talk about the very basics from like the very intro part of things. So elemental elements like as a concept, it's not new to video games, but and I don't think the way Genshin does is completely new to the whole industry either. But
No, man.
I
Like
mean,
I want to say that, but I can't think of any other game that does this kind of stuff.
oh
As in,
really?
yeah, like water and fire is vaporize, melt and cryo is
You
melt,
you mean
and
reactions? Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying the concept
yeah.
of using elements as powers is something that's already been done. But what I do want
The
to
only
follow up with
thing I
that.
can think of, yeah, you see element, then the most easiest example to say is Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Fire, yeah, fire and water is like, but Pokemon is a very rock paper scissors approach.
Mm-hmm.
Genshin is not.
Mm-hmm.
Genshin is Genshin is like there's no dendro, well, there is lah, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? In
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
you got like fire and leaf, and it's like a rock paper scissors thing. You bring fire to leaf fire is like bringing a fucking gun to a knife fight. You just win.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you got a massive fucking advantage. So in Genshin, there's no such system in place. You bring pyro to fight like a fucking Mago Kenki. What are you gonna accomplish? Fucking nothing.
It's just there, you know.
Yeah. So it's a completely different type of system. So if you want to talk about elements, you cannot talk about elements without
The
the reactions.
So, okay, just to look call back on what you said. You said that I think now that I think about it, it's true. But you said that reactions, elemental reactions, the way that it works in Genshin is something that is rather new. Is what you're trying to say, or rather not the concept itself, but like just you don't remember any other games doing this. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I can't really think of many games that does like this stuff like in ARPGs like Diablo and stuff. You got like bleed, you got like you got like fire. Fire is like doing damage over time.
Mm-hmm.
But Genshin, your pyro does jack shit. It doesn't do damage over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like my character's on fire. Hoo. That's it. It's barely doing any damage over time.
Uh-huh.
So Genshin is just different in terms of how it approaches the elements. Elements you need like to apply two elements together to get any sort of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, elemental
In other
reactions.
games, you do that, you do fire damage, you put up like a meter, like in Dark Souls or whatever. You start building up the meter, and once the meter goes max, then you apply that element to the poor sap who's gonna be on fire. So yeah, it's just different. You can't talk about element like that on its own, because element is just it's just damage numbers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a color of the damage number. An emo element is just basically green damage number.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't just you know you need more than that. So I guess we can talk about reactions, since it's so important to elements, since we're on topic anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So element and its reactions and that concept, brilliant, great. You get full marks. Awesome. Great game, like great mechanic. I'm having a lot of fun trying to oh, I wanna make a like overload build with Yanfei and Raiden Shogun. I could do that. It's a fuck ton of fun. Great. Awesome. But you kind of have to remember that this game has meta.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to do well, you're gonna have to be a meta slave.
Smosh. Yes, the argument. The meta slave argument.
Yeah, you have to follow the fucking meta. And what's the meta in this game? Melt and vaporize.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Full stop. Full stop indeed.
Yeah. And meta chasing has no room for fun.
Well, that's just how it is, right? That's why it's called, meta. So anything that's considered meta, like in general in
Yeah.
video games, it's deemed to be the most effective way or the
Yeah.
most efficient way of tackling the game or of playing the game. The
Yeah.
most
Like
efficient way of playing the most efficient, effective, and the most like consistent way of playing the game, and which is why there is no room for fun because it prioritizes efficiency and effectiveness over such factors.
everything else basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Is yeah. Whatever gets you the most amount of damage, whatever gets you the most amount of performance out of, anything that you're trying to do, it's meta lah, basically. That's the definition.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's the most effective tactic available. I think is what it is. It's the acronym META, most effective tactic available.
Oh, that's
I think it's what it
on
stands for.
honestly, I
Yeah.
I think yeah, I think that I don't know the actual origin, but that does sound logical as a freaking
Okay.
abbreviation.
So if you look at meta as most effective tactic available, then melt, vaporize, full stop. Nothing else to say. You
Yeah,
want you want to build overload? Go fuck yourself. You wanna build frozen? Maybe. But frozen is meta not because of its damage, but because of
its ability to CC or perma freeze basically.
yeah, it's something called permafreeze. Why is it meta? It's because I'm allowed to do damage. I can hit you,
But you can't
but
hit me.
yeah, you cannot hit me. Oh god, the moment I said this, I'm like, this combat system of this game, man. Jesus Christ.
I still like the idea of frozen. It's just because the only thing that stops perma freeze from being a meta is the content that the game holds of you. Because you can't perma freeze boss type enemies. That's how it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, but the boss type enemy can permafreeze you if the odds are stacked against you, lah.
If the odds are stacked against you, you can get perma frozen, but they can't.
And okay, yeah, that's the other topic I want to touch about. But currently, we're talking about reactions, so
Yeah,
currently we'll just
let's not
go
go
with
too
that.
far. So
Yeah,
meta reactions melt vaporize, yeah.
meta reaction, melt vaporize, and okay, why is melt and vaporize the fucking meta?
Ah,
It's because of the content of this game. The content. We gotta talk about the content if you want to talk about the meta, because the content determines what is meta here. If the content, like in terms of in like Minecraft for hardcore, or in Diablo for hardcore gameplay, which means if you die, you're never coming back. The meta is going to be
A tank.
whatever they cannot. What if you can't die? That's meta.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
constitutes the meta of a game, is that it
In
depends.
this fucking game, everything is timer. Oh, you want to get you wanna get straight A on your report card? You better finish your exam in 5 minutes. You better finish your exam in 3 minutes. Oh my god. Timer. So what kills shit the fastest? Is the meta lor.
That's how Milk Vaporize is meta. Just by doing the reactions, your damage just gets amplified. Just like
Yeah,
that. No
yeah.
effort needed.
s- Yeah, it's just full stop. What else is there to say? You can like you can do bow and fucking you can do bow and like Yanfei. Like I can like that's the current thing that I always run to my daily grinds because
Mm-hmm.
that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But if I bring that to Abyss, oh my god, I might as well my god, I might as well bring my I might as well bring my level 20 Kaeya to Abyss, man. Jesus, it's because I can't do anything. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to do well. You gotta do this. You gotta do this formula because if you don't, you're just not gonna get any performance. You're not gonna be able to like full star your floors. You know, and yeah, it's very easy to argue like this is fun. You don't have to full star the floors, but you have to understand in Genshin the end game is just full starring the floors. Because if you take that away,
There is no endgame. Or rather than there is no endgame, if Abyss never had a star and you just have to clear just to get the rewards, then yeah, then the DPS check would be non-existent and nobody would care.
yeah,
Like
like
if there's a super hot floor, even if like let's say right now the perpetual mechanical array, even if he has like 2.4 million health, if you have unlimited time and you can take if you have unlimited time to clear it and you still get like maximum rewards, then everyone would just literally just spend like half an hour or 1 hour as long as they can get the reward and just be off with it. So there's no so the meta would literally just be like I guess I can do damage but it doesn't really matter kind of thing.
yeah. So we only really consider meta when we're at the very end of the game already.
The
When
very end
you
game,
know
yeah.
you finish all the story quests, you open your journal, it's just fucking blank. There's nothing left to do anymore. That's that's where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to do. You can go around exploring for like the one or two common chests you miss in the world, but that's about it. The world is explored. All your Oculus, like the shit you collect to increase your stamina, it's all collected. You already empty out all of the sigil shops. You already did fucking more or
Basic,
less everything in the
yeah,
game, right?
yeah.
So right now, since your characters are max leveled, your talents are level 10, your weapons are max leveled, like you you got all this power. What are you gonna use it on? What's there to spend it on? What's there to test it on?
Oh
Nothing
yeah,
except Abyss.
yeah. That's kind of like
Yeah,
another thing to talk about.
yeah. End game content. This game has very
Stuff.
limited options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I were a normal functioning human being with no obsessive unhealthy obsessive tendencies, and it's it, I would have left this game a long time ago because I already done everything. I already have my fill. So currently we're still here. And there's nothing to do. That's the problem.
Sag.
There's nothing to do except Abyss. And you already finished 36-star Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
So there's fucking nothing for you to do already.
Yeah, there's aside from dailies, there's not really anything to do. So
So why the fuck are we still here just to
yes, you mean the question we ask every day every time we just go
Yeah.
out and do this? Yeah, I don't know.
Uh, dailies, yeah, it's fine because it's a gacha
Dailies?
game, you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
live service game, so you know, you could just like you know say we're prepping for future content like because they might introduce some really interesting you know endless horde mode that has like a new meta, new end game, and we have to grind that out as well. You know, like another level to abyss. You know, like whatever, something, because I could pretty much guarantee you, you know, power creep is gonna happen, and the end game content they're probably gonna add more with more new characters, with more regions that gets added. You know, like oh, Shneznaya will have like a Fatui dungeon that's literally like some kind of a fucking factory that's endlessly constructing itself, and it keeps produce and you know like maybe this ancient ruin keeps mass producing ruin guards, and you know that'll be our new end game meta.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, I'm just throwing wild ideas out just for the sake of having you know an example to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So cool, we got end game content now, and everything that we do right now it's just in preparations for that. That can be like a valid reason for why we keep playing, because we can steamroll the content, the next content that come out like fucking immediately.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
at the expense of like this mind-numbing fucking grind with nothing to do. Yeah, doing
Oh,
this mind-numbing grind basically is what we're doing. Yeah, and yeah, fine. Valid enough reason. Fine. All right, cool. So what we talking about again? All right. The end game. The end game that there's nothing to do.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you want to play this game for the end game, don't.
Just don't.
Yeah, the moment you got like a couple of good teams built, and you can finish floor 11 and 12 with like you know to your satisfaction, just stop. Just
Just
it's time to stop.
oh no, Papa Franco, not like this.
Stop. There's nothing else keeping you here. Come back when the next you know
Ye-
story content drop if you really like this game.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, oh fucking piece of shit teleportation device.
It's fine. There's nothing here.
Okay.
Yeah, Abyss. Yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah, so Abyss is basically determining all the meta of the game, and the meta is basically as much damage as possible because currently the Abyss gives you like 15 minutes, 10 minutes to clear a floor,
I would
like a
say
chamber. Yeah,
if
two
if
chambers, right? One
if
floor.
if you have a fully built team, it also depends on difficulty. But I would say one chamber takes about 10 minutes. Realistically, 10 minutes. So you have like four
Uh,
chambers, right? I'm not four
yeah,
floors. Yeah, floors.
they give you 10 minutes. But if you want a 3-star, you have to clear it like with more than 7 minutes.
Ah, yes, the higher floors. Yes, they do that.
Motherfucker.
I think we all know, like, I think we both know how we feel about, you know, the current state of the abyss and how they do things. But basically,
Listen, man.
just to clarify to the audience, it's just one big fat DPS check, and to see like whether your DPS is high enough to
They might as well fucking put a training dummy that basically measures how much damage you do.
And if you pass that requirement, you get rewards.
Yeah, you get your 3-star. That's basically what's happening.
Uh-huh.
But that's just one problem. The DPS check, which means you know the characters that you have is gonna determine your meta. You know how well built is your character is gonna determine your meta. So the end game is just gonna amount to um artifact grind.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, that's another fucking big topic to touch on.
Yeah.
And the kind of characters you have, which is
Oh.
gonna severely impact your performance.
Oh yeah.
Ganyu, insert your Ganyu power creep. Just get Ganyu low meme here. Um, your national team, like okay lah, that's just your fun. That's actually an example of like a fun team to build
A fun meta
and
team, yeah.
still actually be meta, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
that's cool. But right. So you got your fucking meta and okay. So how your artifact. Your artifact determines the damage number
Mm-hmm.
your characters will do. Except your artifacts is all RNG. Ah,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's another topic, but
so if you get shit RNG, go fuck yourself on a DPS check. You're not gonna pass it.
yeah,
So yeah, your
that's just
character is whether your Ganyu or not is RNG already. Now whether your Ganyu will perform well in Abyss is also RNG. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
mm-hmm. That's just
Go
how it
fuck
is.
yourself. Yeah, go fuck yourself. It's also what I'm trying to say. So well, more like go fuck yourself is what the game is trying to say to you.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, basically. If you don't get X character and Y character, you can't clear this. And then I guess while we can talk about it, I guess we can just talk shortly about national team and the reason why it works so well and the reason why it's been meta for like as long as we can remember.
Because Xingqiu, Pyronado,
I mean, the best way to summarize it is you take like three.
Xingqiu, Pyronado, and Benet. That's why.
It's just basically because how the game is. The game is just basically support impact at the end of the day. National team is basically just 4 burst DPS support on top of each other. And you're just
Yeah,
maximizing that potential.
yeah, and okay, fine. You can pass the DPS check. Congratulations. You can kill shit in Abyss with their 500 million health. That's really what it feels like. The ridiculous amount of like damage sponging they do, but you know what can you do about it? It's endgame. This kind of stuff is expected. So all right, that you can do damage. Congratulations. What's the next up on the agenda? All right, you have to deal with enemy design.
Oh,
So
are we that?
Mago Kenki.
This is just our next topic, isn't it? Enemy
Yeah, Mago
designs.
Kenki. Mago Kenki. And the samurai dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do damage, you have to be able to hit the enemy, right?
Uh-huh. Oh
You
god.
can't do damage if you can't hit the enemy, right?
Yeah, that's Inazuma enemies in a nutshell. Not only are
If
they
you want to
all
do damage, the cube has to not be in you know in an invulnerable shield, right? Oh my god!
are we
And
just
your damage is also determined by RNG because if you crit you do good damage. So your crit is determined by RNG because you know you can run 35% crit chance, and if you shit luck you're just gonna not crit like 10 times in a row.
oh yeah, that too.
Yeah. And how much crit rate you have again determined by RNG because of artifact grind.
Ah, yes, that's a whole other topic, but we'll
Oh my.
skim we'll skip over that for now.
Oh my god.
TLDR enemy design in Genshin is just basically hey, number one, bullet sponge. It's like a checklist. Number one, bullet sponge. Number two, has some sort of iframe or blinking ability that allows them to completely dodge your attacks. Number three, waste your time by existing.
Yeah. So the Abyss, it's not just DPS check. It's about enemy attack pattern RNG.
Oh, that
It's
too.
about
You're getting cucked by RNG once again.
yeah, it's about dealing with the iframe. It's about dealing with the fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, man.
It just ends there. Full stop.
It's like getting cuck simulator basically. I don't know, man. Maybe you guys you guys have fun with it, but I can't do this.
Nah. No one. No. I think the community and any Genshin player who plays Abyss or anyone who plays the game against every enemy type would just wholeheartedly agree that nobody has fun with this. Iframes, constant blinking, um, immunity to what's the word for it? Interruption, I think. Resistance to interruption or CC in this case, and basically just time wasting stuff.
You like fighting system mage?
Don't remind me. Yeah.
You like it when you kill one of the Bushidos, the other guy like get complete elemental immunity and also
CC immunity, yes,
yeah
and heals
yeah
like half his health.
yeah like he has 500 million health, so he heals 250 million.
Yep,
You like that?
that that's a Kairagi's, all right. Oh man. Oh, this really can just keep going about enemy design. It just quickly just just quickly just to close on that, just to quickly close on the topic. Basically, iframes resistance to interruption. They can CC you, but you can't CC them, and a lot
Oh, and
of
they can one shot you.
oh yeah, that too. Oh yeah, that too. Good point. You actually just reminded me.
Oh, and you fuck up, start from chamber 1.
That's just abyss already. That's we've already went past this. Although like I don't think we
Because you
have
want to talk about meta, yeah, meta means abyss, abyss means suffer.
true.
So what I'm trying to say is, your fully built character, this waifu and husbando that you spend like I don't know, weeks and weeks of resin, weeks and weeks worth of resin,
Mm-hmm.
farming the mora, farming the goddamn books, farming the talent books, the weapon and materials in fucking Cecilia Garden, and all this time like just weeks of like building up to this to make your characters powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And what can you spend it on? Suffer in an abyss.
That's just how the end game is currently.
Yes.
All of your progression, the only way for people to justify the end game progression is the end game content, of which is basically just abyss, where the rewards are well,
Minuscule.
rewards are very minimal, and it exponentially decreases with the effort that you get. And I think that the best example is like how we see the abyss evolve from time to time. Is that like back then when the abyss first came out, 36 like getting 36 stars on the old abyss, no one could really do that because people are still new to the game. They don't know what they're supposed to do, what strategy can they take. So like of course it's safe to say that unless they're like whales who daily refresh for like artifacts and they play the game enough to figure it out, no one really no one really, because the majority of the player base don't really think about 36 starring abyss. I don't think people even know that the abyss exists. Abyss to them is probably just
Bro.
like, I think abyss to them is just like, yes, it's this thing that has a timer that gives me rewards or something, and it just kind of full stops there. I'll do it whenever my characters are, well
Bro,
built. Yeah.
bro. Whales, they roll, they get Bennett, and then they scoff like, ugh, fuck Bennett, shit, it's a shit roll. That's just Genshin in the past.
Oh no, because Bennett used to be shit, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't
You're
quite.
telling me he got nerfed? Like,
No, he got buffed.
He got buffed, is
He
it?
got buffed. I don't remember the exact statistics because I didn't have Bennett way back then. But apparently his healing was not as good. I'm not too sure. This don't quote me on this. Apparently his healing was kind of and then his attack buff was kind of Basically, I think his scaling back then wasn't really as great as the current iteration of Bennett. So now that that's why a lot of people calls Bennett bad back then. Aside from people being new to the game, not having any idea, that's probably the case where like you don't know. We don't know. It's so early on. Then we can probably understand why. And plus, a lot of the tier list is done by the Chinese players who started the game 2 weeks earlier than global.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know about the Bennett being not as powerful as he is now.
Bennett
he
used
got
to
a
be
buff.
weaker, and Xiangling used to be broken.
Isn't that in the beta though? I thought in the
That was in beta.
global release it's already like
It's already the
fixed.
base Xiangling. Yeah. Beta Xiangling used to be 40 energy cost for Pyro Nado, for an ability that does the most consistent Pyro DPS application with 0 ICD for the cost of 40. Yeah, I can understand why that was broken. I think someone mentioned. I remember, was it Code? I was watching Code the other day, and then he mentioned that the reason why Xiangling is free is because the Mihoyo did a poll to the Chinese community, and then they asked them if there was a 4-star character that you want to be free, which character would it be? And the majority of the community chose Bennett. And not Bennett, Xiangling, my bad. And now we can see why. I used to shit on Xiangling, like her as a standalone character, but when you pair her up with someone like Bennett, who is also arguably another like really good meta character, she really shines. Like once you fix her battery issues, Xiangling is such a good support. Pyro
Yeah,
support.
because Bennett is just a walking battery because his E is such a short cooldown, and it generates like 3 energies without fail.
Mm-hmm.
It's pyro energy, which is just made for Xiangling. So everything just clicks. Everything just
Yeah.
meshes together. It just fits.
Yeah. I used to look down on Xiangling as a solo character, but then if you put her into a team, she's an amazing freaking sub DPS or pyro support. Or
You
however
wanna
you
know
want
who
to see
else
it.
do you used to look down?
Who? Well, Venti? Are we going to that topic again?
I don't like gay boys.
I don't like traps or something. Or fanboys, that's the word for it.
Femboys. I don't like femboys. Okay, Venti good man. I don't like femboys. I never use him.
I guess the internet knows now. Oh no. Don't attack me, please. Please be nice on me. I know I used to talk trash about Venti and how saying I want to cross over Venti, but not like this.
You built Kaeya.
Oh god. What do I need to show definitive proof? Wait. No, I don't have to do this. I can just press C. Where is my Kaeya? There it is. Look at that level 80 Kaeya. Yes, 676. Yes. Constellation 1. Yes.
Why you built Kaeya again? Because you wanted a cryo DPS, is it?
Yeah, I wanted a cryo DPS because back then I was like, I don't have a cryo DPS. I guess I'll pick Kaeya. He's not bad. And then immediately soon after, like I get Chong Yun and like a Constellation 2 Chong Yun. I was like, I just ditch him as fast as I could remember that I did.
By the way, this guy had the look, I think, which is one of the most desirable characters back then. And he's like, nah. And then he went from nah to I want C2 the look. Man, the look. Okay, good. Yeah, it's performing really well as a pyro DPS. And then back to the look. Who's that?
May I mean, time changes, bro. People change. When you get a poison like Ganyu, you can't go back. Although to be fair,
Poison like Ganyu, you can't go back. Power creep's real here, folks.
I mean, well, are we gonna start talking about Ganyu power creeping the entire game?
Oh yeah, you can talk about that.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. Anyone who plays this game long enough to know is that if you want to think of one character that's just straight up power creep, it's just straight up the goat, man. The goat herself, the cryo goat.
Remember the abyss that gives you like 5-minute cooldowns on your basic elemental skill.
Oh yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, right. That doesn't
When did that happen again? Which banner did that happen again?
during Ganyu. I think it was during
Wow.
Ganyu.
Wow. Shit. Wow. I think
Or was that
I,
Eula? It might be Eula actually. I'm not too sure.
I think you might just need to get Ganyu, bro. I think lah. I think just get Ganyu, bro. It's that easy, bro. Shit, man.
I remember when Ganyu first came out, and then I tried her out in trial runs. I remember I was still a part of like the content creators Discord because I was in Asia. Always gets everything first, so it's like oh my god, Ganyu's what this character with zero expectations, voiced by Reida Uena. I think I'm not too sure if that's a correct voice actor. It's like damn. So not only is she waifu material, she's also broke. She's just straight up broken. Full stop.
Yes, waifu material. Most well-known story is I got vored by a monster, but that monster choked to death because of my thick ass
Basically, yeah.
waifu. Waifu.
That's just the point of the entire.
Oh, by the way, every time you hold your left mouse and you release, you get free 50k damage. Minimal investment, by the way.
The memes will now live on in the internet, the archives of the internet. We all know Ganyu power creeps. Full stop. No
The
reactions
moment
by the
Ganyu
way.
gets rerun, like she's just gonna get the Venti treatment. Everyone's just gonna roll.
Ah yes.
It's just so stupid.
I think the funniest thing about the Venti banner is that he was the first banner, and no, forgive me. The fact that people were still new to the game, so nobody knew what was meta and what was good at all. So I think by the time people realized Venti was like an S tier character, it was already too late because the banner was already ending. Remember those times? So by the time people are like, "Oh, I want Venti," but like the banner's not even out, so you had to wait for the most recent rerun. I think it was not too long ago. That was funny.
Sad.
Ganyu was like the same, I think, because Zhongli came out after like Zhongli came out before Dragon Spine, and then the whole Zhongli controversy about him being underpowered as a 5-star Archon, quote unquote God of War. And then Albedo came out and people had zero expectations and they were satisfied because he's just straight up balanced. And then Ganyu came out after Albedo where people were low on expectations. And then people also suddenly realized, hey, what? Ganyu's actually this is broken. It's just straight
Hey,
up.
did you forget my boy Risk Cutter Xiao?
And then those were the times where they Mihoyo released like multiple stack banners in a row. Ganyu into Xiao into Hu Tao. Like no one could financially recover after that. No one.
It did my boy Xiao dirty, man.
It's funny because I know like Code keeps talking about like um how in order to make a Geo character shine you need to spend a lot of resin to get the best artifacts. But then like Geo as an element is just like hi, I'm justified by doing big PP damage and also having the strongest shield. And then we look at then forget about Xiao. Xiao is just a Nemo. It's just pure a Nemo and plunge attacks, if you think about it. He's more Geo than Geo ever was.
Yep. I mean, if you want to talk about a good anime character, look no further than Kazuha.
Oh, you mean good old Canadian Aether, yeah. I think Kazuha came out. Kazuha was the banner right before 2.0 something. So like people didn't have expectations. And I think me and Me and a friend, I'm just not gonna say his name just for privacy purposes, but he'll be on episode 2 of the podcast. We basically agreed that if we weren't pulling for Ayaka or Yoimiya wasn't in like the future banners, both of us would pull Kazuha. What was your feelings during Kazuha? Because I don't remember if you were kept up with the entire meta thing or whatever.
I don't want C6 across. I'm
'Cause-
sorry. I already have C6 across. I don't want C10s across.
yes, yep. That's a
That's why
full
I didn't pull.
that's a full stop, all right. But then now, do you regret it? Because
Uh,
Kazuha is the second reason why you should run full Viri with triple EM. No crit, no nothing.
and don't forget Kazuha is the direct counter to the Abyss Lecter. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
Is he?
The shield, the Electro Boy, is that what you're trying to say? Electro
Yeah, the electro
Shield.
guy. Yeah.
I
Is he a
guess
direct counter?
he's not
A bit,
really
right?
he's not really a direct counter because Kazuha's damage is just straight up a damage amp. That's just how it is. You stack 4 Viri to decrease enemy resistance. And aside from being DPS himself without requiring crit to begin with, he also just straight up boosts any like reactions, any elements that he swirls upon. And if you get C2 Kazuha, you can pressing using your burst just straight up gives everyone 200 EM. Well, anyone on field.
Well, Albedo does something similar, except he's a Geo, so it makes no sense,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, he's Geo, so it makes no sense. So he doesn't provide anything. Also, I think I learned that he gives 125 and not just flat up 200. Like you've seen the Kazuha, like every DPS showcase nowadays, it's just Kazuha Bennett. Bennett first into Kazuha damage, and by the time Kazuha finishes his rotation and goes to a DPS, the enemy is already like half dead or almost dead.
Well, I mean, Kazuha is C2 lah.
Yeah, C2.
Yeah, and Albedo is technically just level 60 Ascension. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the difference.
yeah, but the difference is one actively does damage, and I mean Kazuha's kit is just straight up like it's just like Bennett, a Nemo Bennett in a sense. So not only do I can I utilize Viridescent to decrease their res, I also amplify my own like swirl damage and give everyone elemental mastery. It's just Bennett to a certain degree. Like you've seen how gameplays. I've seen code clear like Abyss with literally just Bennett Kazuha on one half, and it's faster than like a team with like a fully like four-man team. Just Bennett Kazuha is enough to clear one half. That's how stupid it is.
Yeah, it's fairly strong lah. But well, if you want to talk about the direct counter to that Abyss Lecter guy, I'll probably say it's Jean, right?
Jean, yeah, because I don't know if they fixed it, but basically something about her using her burst on the Abyss Lecter, what's the word for it? It resets the tick rate of how fast you're able to damage his shield. I'm not sure if it
Now
still
the
works now.
same can be done by Sayu, I think.
That one I'm not too sure.
I seen Sayu like just completely obliterate the shield with sword reactions.
I've seen that video also, but someone tried it and they don't know if I believe it was more of like Jean shredding the thing and less of like Sayu doing it. I can't be too sure on that.
Speaking of ridiculous plays, I remember the first time I saw Ganyu gameplay video, like this guy on Amos Bowl, he just do the Storm Terror domain
Oh
and
yeah,
just
the
like he
Valin.
just one shot the fucker out of the air and proceeds to like shoot at the crystal a couple of times and then he's dead. But okay.
Ganyu. I remember that was a Korean video, right? I found it
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere where it's
Yeah, it's a
just like
Korean video.
the Ganyu banner literally came out and someone like pre-farmed for the resources instantly with R5 Amos bow with like the best like wanderer artifacts. Goes to Valin and kills him in like 20 seconds. Like Ganyu banner just came
Brilliant.
out like 10 minutes ago during that time. That man already had like 90 triple crown. Oh man. But that's just the Ganyu. That's just Ganyu. And that's just how the whole meta is. Yeah. So we've talked about a lot of shit today.
Oh man. We barely scratched the surface, bro.
Well, that's where the future episodes of the podcast are gonna come in. I think I'll just maintain this rotation between me and the other guy. We're not disclosing his real name. Just to like just so I can maximize the content so you can see two sides of the perspective. Two different sides of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something we can agree on, there's something that we can't agree on, but it's hard to say. Because I'm kind of in the middle in everything because I obviously like my only other gacha game that I've really played is really just pre-Kone, and I can't say anything about the game aside from showering the game praises. And then I look at Genshin as like a measurement, and it's really hard to say that there's so many things that Genshin pales in comparison. Sure, Genshin is not the worst gacha game out there. I think other content creators who play gacha games will say this. Genshin's not the worst gacha game out there, but that doesn't mean it's, flawless. It doesn't mean it's like super good in a lot of things either. It has a lot of flaws. But yeah, that's just how it is. Honestly, let's see. We've been going for like 1 hour 15 minutes. My freaking Streamlabs like froze a few times, but at least it's still recording. Oh man.
Okay, cool. Jesus. What else is there you want to touch on?
I would say
Unless you want to go into fucking hot debate, hot takes.
no, I
Like,
think I'll save that for like another time, because if there's one thing we can say is that with the amount of times we've done mining runs and like rant about Genshin, I'm pretty sure like we'll have like a 50 episodes of just us complaining about Genshin alone. There's just that many things to talk about. Eventually we'll run out of topics, but when, I have absolutely no idea. As long as the game's a live service game, as long as it keeps going, there will always be something to talk about. I guess since it's already 1 hour and 15 minutes, I think we can probably talk about one last topic that doesn't drag on for 3 years or something. Let's see, what's the best example? I don't want to talk about artifact RNG because that's one entire video. One entire video can just be dedicated. We can dedicate one entire podcast just talking about artifact RNG, so we'll skip that for another time. I guess what I would say would be, let's start talking about some good things for just to close it off. What do you think about the exploration or the puzzles overall? It's just a quick like close up to this freaking first episode.
Breath of the Wild is better. This game is like a freaking copy paste of Breath of the Wild. They give Nintendo his cut of the money.
Oh, I remember that. Breaks PS5. Breaks PS5 because Sony is somehow related to Genshin. Yep.
Oh god. All right. So in terms of exploration, it. Oh man.
I still
Not,
find it very
not,
I,
not,
s- I still find it very enjoyable. Just at some,
not,
I don't know.
like now that I look back at it, like that feels like years ago that I did anything exploration like when you first start the game and you explore monster and Liwei, like that feels like years ago already. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not even it's almost a year ago, and yet it feels so long ago because of how the content is, how the updates
How
are being
slow
treated.
everything is, you know? Like shit. It's like it feels like years, but in reality it's barely a year. Like fuck. Ah, fuck. Okay. Yeah. You wanna argue that's fun? Okay, that's fine. That is fun. That is fun. That's good. Um, but Jesus.
You can't find the words, is it?
Uh,
You know.
I don't know. You got something you want to say about it?
I mean,
There's a lot to talk about for
I
this fun
mean,
as well.
I still love it. Like the best experience, I would say. Like I think I've already mentioned this. Like Mondstadt is very big in terms of landmass. In fact, the only thing we can compare it to it right now is Leeway. We can't really use Inazuma as an example because the majority of it's submerged underwater. So let's not use that. I would say like my first experience playing the game, it's pretty fun. Mondstadt, the only thing I really didn't like about it is because it was just plains and trees and there's nothing to fill in between. The hilichurl camps are just kind of there, but I treat this, I assume, at least this is how my mindset was, is that I assume they only did this because it's just a beginner city, right? There's more yet to come, which of course when we go to Leeway, Leeway is like massive as hell. I had a lot of fun exploring it, aside from the whole verticality issues, but it's not really as bad as you make it up to be because they're like the game has things that give you the ability to reach to high places by using whatever they've given, like the anemo. What's the word for it? Those anemo things where if you shoot it with anemo and then you
Yeah.
can get like an updraft. Yeah, that kind of stuff. But
Totems.
yeah, the totems. And then the whole idea of collecting electroculus is kind of like, ooh, what's this cool thing that I can get? Apparently, if I offer this at the statue of 7, it gives me a stamina buff. That's pretty nice. Puzzles, I also kind of enjoy them. I obviously most of the times I mauled a lot about it and I get mad about things, but at the end of the day, when I finally solve it, there's this kind of sad, you know that kind of feeling, right? When there's a ridiculously hard puzzle that you don't understand and you're like you want to clear it without looking at playthroughs, and then when you finally clear it, there's this weird satisfaction that you get when you finally finish it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
talking
know.
about? Yeah, I like the puzzles in the game. I feel like a majority of the best contents in the game are just exploration in general and just finding all these treasures, all these dungeons or whatever, and like getting or looting all this stuff, like a regular freaking exploration, open world exploration game.
Man, I love opening this chest on the side of a cliff and then the items roll down into like, oh, and killing this monster, and then he get thrown into water, and then the loot spawn like at the surface of the fucking ocean, and then I can't get it.
That's a whole other topic that we can delve into, but I'm just gonna stop you right there, mate.
Okay. All right. You want to end positively? Yeah. I
It
play Breath of the Wild. I know these two friends of mine don't really play much other games, so
Yeah,
they don't really, they probably never really experienced it from themselves.
I mean, I played a decent
So
amount of exploration games. I played the older Zeldas, which I think you mentioned the other day that you haven't had a chance to play the older Zeldas. So I do have a general idea of how like open world games are
yeah,
supposed to be. I don't know
yeah,
about
but
the
the
other
the, the
guy.
biggest like you know thing you can compare to, because there's just so much similarities,
It's
is
just Breath of the
just
Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from because I have the Breath of the Wild experience, and I can that standpoint, it's
Hmm.
it's scratched that itch lah.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
scratched the Breath of the Wild itch that I never knew I had,
Hmm.
and it was fun while it lasted. But because whenever we talk about these fun contents in this particular game, it brings back to like, it automatically just brings back to a fucking complaint that I have, because all these fun that I have, it's limited.
Hmm.
Yeah. Meaning it's a one-time thing only,
Yeah,
So once
basically.
you're done with it, you're done with it. There's nothing else you can do, uh, except for maybe creating a new account. So we're just waiting for new regions to explore. You can argue that Breath of the Wild is the same shit. Yeah, and it is. Um, Once you're done with it, you're done with it. And maybe that's what it should have been. Like, if you want to play this game, have fun while you still can, because after that, it's just nothing else to do, man.
Yeah, that's the
There's
only
nothing else
problem.
to do.
It's a live service game with a premise, with an open world premise. So
there's nothing else to do after you're done exploring. You did your Inazuma, you did your leeway, you did your Mondstadt, then come back next year, I guess, when they put up like another region, and you can come back and see what's up. But the problem with that kind of behavior is you come back and then you're gonna be like, oh shit, I missed like this super meta character that came out in between banners or whatever.
Oh yeah, it
And
punishes. Yeah.
it's gonna be like very difficult to find the motivation to come back after that. So if you do quit, it's difficult to come back. And if you want to quit, you see plenty of reason to do so, but it's just very difficult to come back to a game like this. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
I mean, I can see myself doing exactly just that already.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. I saw like someone seriously just wants the quick Genshin and like escape from Gacha hell, but can't
Oh
because
really?
yeah, because he's like hopelessly addicted or some shit.
Oh damn. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that before.
Oof.
I've actually genuinely never heard of that before. And then remember we had the memes about like how someone is like wanted to roll for I forgot what character, and then they got like Chi Chi instead, and then the memes were like, "All right, I'm gonna go rob a bank, BRB," and then you just see the next day there was like some newspaper of someone like attempting to rob a bank, someone arrested for trying to rob a bank or something. I was like, "Oh
Yeah, I
man."
remember that.
Oh no, the
That's
guy.
hilarious.
No, I remember the guy was like skipping on rent just to roll, and then he got Chi Chi, and then everyone just felt sad about it. And I'm just like, bro,
Don't
he
even fucking get me started on a Chi Chi. Oh my god.
let's just carry let's just leave for like character designs for another day, and like, but that's just how it is. The exploration, the best part of the game is the most painful part of the game, because it's like an itch or an addiction that you'll never really get it over with. Because Mihoyo, honestly, based on how long it took for them to release Inazuma, it's not gonna. It's safe to assume that we're getting one region per year, and don't expect any more from that. So, yeah, it's just that's the fun and yet the sad reality about it.
Pain.
Pain.
This is suffering. I have signed up for pain and suffering.
Now the moment that's the memes, right? The moment you enter Gacha hell, you've already lost. The moment you picked up any Gacha game, you've already lost.
Please. Please no.
Smosh. Now I'm still supposed to end this thing on a freaking positive note. We're reaching the 1.5 hour mark, but hey, screw it. If you're watching this video and you're addicted to Gacha hell like us too, I think my Streamlabs just crashed again. I mean not crashed, it froze again. Well, I guess we're gonna keep talking. I'll end this once the freaking thing is back. Streamlabs, please. Why are you frozen? It's like I see the thing like recording. I see like it's constantly recording, but like all the inputs of like audio and all that stuff is just not responding. Like it's frozen. I don't want to close it because it's gonna end the recording. Smosh.
Like pre-connect is that a lot more off brain, a
Ah
lot
yes.
less investment,
And
and it's not as impactful as Genshin Impact.
Smosh. I can't even. This is just gonna keep going until I can turn off that record button. Technical
Sponsored
difficulties.
by sponsored by Crunchyrolls.
Oh man, if I got sponsored by freaking Crunchyroll, I would go back to Preconnect.
Sponsored by Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll's pre-connect. Did Translation get sponsored by them? Shit.
Yeah, they did when it was first released, I think.
I think they're doing the anime award thing, right? Alright, yeah, they are.
Yeah. They are sponsored by them. Yep. OBS is still frozen. What else way to say? Preconnect is a better game. There's someone who stopped playing it, I still would recommend that over anything else. It doesn't make you fall into the gacha hell as bad
Oh
as
yeah, it does. It does. But
I. It's not as severe, I feel. I played the game as a complete free to play, and honestly, like aside from me not playing it out of like just because I wanted to play it, like because I wanted to enjoy something. It's still pretty nice game regardless. You still there the Crunchyroll is still generous enough, or side games in general. It's just general and so generous enough that they give you enough of the premium currency, the jewels, so that you can, pull some banners. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to do like a few things here and there to get your hands on it, or you can just hope for like some sort of like achievement. Like was it the last time like Google Picone release? They got like a 1 million, 1 or 10 million downloads, and then they celebrated by giving everyone like how many gems?
Uh, I'm sorry, bro. Like, if you want to talk like good things about Genshin Impact with me, I cannot talk about it without like doing a back and like, yeah, sure, they did like this thing really well, but
Yes. The only thing that we can only agree that Genshin did well is just the character design. That's it.
yeah, and the banner like the pity is very generous
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, it's very very
yeah,
generous.
your second character is guaranteed going to be the character banner. That's really good. That's very fucking generous because you have this thing like you save up your rolls and then you get your pity and the pity like carries throughout banners, and then you're fucking pre-connect. You roll 300, then you get your pity. And your
Ah
pity
yes.
does not transfer between banners.
Oh yeah, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If
So
we
if you want a character, it's ultra commitment,
mm-hmm.
like super commitment. This one is like you can roll here, you can roll there, you can roll here, and then like the count will just keep going and like it carries over anyway. So you're gonna be fine. You won't have to regret your rolls. In Rikone, you didn't get the character, you fucked.
Ah yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt like for my case, that was probably the final nail in the coffin when I didn't get Summer Kiaru. That I think
Yeah.
out of all the times, out of like okay, I started around much. Out of like the 5 6 months that I played, that was the only
Yeah.
time where I genuinely saved like every gem that I had, every jewels that I had just to pull for Summer Kiaru because she's supposed to
Yeah.
be like waifu material and like game breaking, but I
Because
didn't
it's
get
very
it.
easy, yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's still a gacha game, right? Because yeah, if you want to end on a positive note, you can talk about Genshin as a gacha game. The pity is
The pity
good.
is, it's not
Yeah.
the best, but it's not the worst. That's the best way to
Mm.
summarize it.
0.6% chance of getting the character, fucking abysmal. But
Oh no
the
no
soft pity system, good.
no! I think yeah. I'm speaking of this topic. Like someone mentioned this way back then, because the soft PT system exists. The actual rates are actually just 1.5 or 1.6. So like I remember they were like trying to point out to Mihoyo that they're doing false advertisement. Like let's see. Okay, I'm gonna open. Okay, this is the Kokomi banner, right? And then what we're gonna look at is the details. Let's see how the way they say it. Increased drop rates. Yeah. Yeah, okay, this is accurate actually. Base probability of winning a 5-star is 0.6%, but the consolidated, including guarantee, is 1.6%. So I think they didn't confirm this back then. They said everyone, I think they put it as, your chance is only 0.6 all the way to 1.2. But then when someone realized that they did the testing that the soft PT was a thing, they realized the probability was actually more of 1.5 to 1.6 due to the soft PT system. So like I think they made their changes out of this. I'm not sure how the rules are on gacha games, but as far as I know, you're not allowed to do false advertisement, especially in terms of the gacha. You need to tell them like what are they going to get themselves into. I believe that's one of the laws when it comes to gacha games, but I'm not too sure about it.
Because if it's all unknown, then it's just straight up gambling, I think.
Yeah, that's
It's
just
it's one of the laws.
yeah, that's just how the laws are. It's just straight up gambling. So I think that's how it is. But that's just I guess yeah. I guess we'll just end it on a note. Um Yeah, slot pity. Yes. Pity is not the worst in Genshin, but it's not the best. Yeah, that's I guess we'll just call it off for now. If I'm not gonna do the obligatory YouTube thing. If you actually enjoy this, just stick around for more or come check me out on Twitch or whatever. Maybe I'll actually make music like my freaking title does, but just not in the next few months. I'm still making music. It's just I don't feel like streaming it yet. Do look forward to episode 2 because I'll be talking to my other friend who has a
That
completely
guy. That's so funny. Fuck that guy.
well, in case you can't tell, episode 2 is gonna be fun. We're gonna basically talk about. I'm gonna look through the VODs, this VOD. I'm just gonna just try to like talk about roughly the same things, except both of us, or no, both of my friends say I have different perspective. As you can see, this guy has negative opinions on Genshin, while the other one does praise Genshin, at least compared to like the certain games that we play. So yeah, without
Bro, you're comparing turd and like just another piece of turd. They're both turds. Why would you compare turd to each other? The game can be better. I want the game to be better. What's so fucking bad about that? I play good games and I want this to be a
I'll,
good game, you know?
I'll,
That's why I keep telling this game is shit, so that it knows where it's shit, and then it can stop being shit because it knows where the shit is.
I'll explain about it on another podcast, but it won't be just a pure Genshin podcast, but we'll leave it off for that. I've already said what I
All you
need.
see is turd, then of course it's gonna look good lah.
Anyways, memes aside, I'm just gonna end this on a note. I'll be working on this for quite a while, so it's gonna be quite a gap when episode 2 comes out. I don't know, I have to look into video editing. So if you enjoy, just stay around for more and check out my Twitch where I stream more often. And yeah, see you for episode 2 where things will be fun. Yeah, this is just gonna be a final part on the ending. Forgive us, or forgive me for if you stick through the entire podcast, because I'm having doubts. I don't really know if I want to put this up, because we kind of do this regularly, but I'm not sure if the things we say may offend anyone or not. I don't really care if it offends anyone. I just want to know that if there's any sort of feedback, let me know. Maybe I can make it less toxic, or maybe I just won't continue. So yeah, if you enjoy, then just do let me know that you want to have more. Otherwise, we'll see. I'm not too sure if I want to put up episode 2 or not. I'll keep going with this because I don't really know if I'm comfortable with doing the podcast because I'm not too sure. So yeah, yeah, if you have fun, just let me know in the comments or visit me on stream. If you don't, then just leave a comment. I just need to know some feedback. That'll be it, yeah. Right, see y'all.